RJ's a genius. You don't know this about me, but I spent the past decade helping kids get into college. That's one of the things that I've done. And I've seen kids ranging from, I don't know, 12 years old up to 30, but majority are in high school, 9th through 12th graders. One thing that I always notice, that I've noticed throughout the last decade, is that most of the girls in high school have anxiety. And most of the guys have anxiety too, although they really won't admit it. The anxiety is typically caused from media and expectations of what they should look like, or what they should say, or what they should wear, how they should act. And guys, the anxiety typically comes from other guys they're in school with, and also from media as well. Well, the thing is, all media is a lie. Because I also have spent some time looking at and working in the entertainment space. Everything that you see on TV or even on YouTube has been produced. It's not just some dude laying on a fucking beach. No production value at all. My point is that if Hollywood and media in general fabricate, productions, lies, that we use as our standards on how to live our lives, well, it doesn't really make sense. What I mean is we're basically coached subliminally to act a certain way, to dress a certain way. And if some of us who naturally, because we're made by God, we don't act that way, we're sort of ostracized, bullied, get anxiety, stuff like that, because we're not acting the way we should. But here's the deal. I'm going to tell you right now that all the folks that make this type of media, that make movies, that make even music, that make news, they don't know what the hell they're doing. And as a high school student, you've been tricked to believe that that's actually real. When in fact, and if you see this in the Me Too movement in Hollywood, media is run by a bunch of scumbags. And the only time we hear about one of these scumbags is when they get caught. But what I'm proposing is that people are doing things behind closed doors every day that never get examined. So what I think should happen as a one-time sort of challenge would be for us, as a high school student, to admit all the bad shit you've ever done, to egg these adults on, and kind of force them to admit all the bad stuff that they've done. Now, they're not going to like it, but the thing is, as with anything, the power's with the people. And there are 8 million high school students in the United States. 8 million. Our deadline's 10 days from today. But if we could get millions of high school students to send in, their confessional, their Rapture, we'll post it online, we'll call it the Rapture Challenge. Well then, what it'll do is it'll point the spotlight at the adults and say, hey look, if the kids are proving up what they've done wrong, despite all the things stacked against them, how come the adults don't do the same thing if they're so smart and they're in positions of authority? And the answer is clear. It's because they have the most to hide. Because when it really comes down to it, they don't know what the hell they're doing either. So, how this thing tracks is that when we send in these waves of these raptures, and it's simple, you pull out your phone, state your name, list out the stuff you've done, press stop, watch it one time, and then email it in. As we post more and more of these, we're going to start to cause a movement. And we're going to be asking the adults saying, hey, why don't you do the same thing if you're supposed to be so perfect? If you're supposed to know how we should be living our lives? And the answer is they don't. The aftermath of this, as we sort of out all these adults, these religious leaders, politicians, lawyers, businessmen, actors, actresses, musicians, everyone, is that we're going to find out that they're all fucking liars. Maybe not all of them, actually. Some of them are going to say Rapture's no problem. But the point school from from kindergarten through 8th grade. But starting at 9th grade, instead of going to high school, you're going to spend a period of time, I don't know, 6 months or so, maybe even less, as we learn more and more about this. But you're going to spend a period of time in an environment that has a bunch of different types of, I don't know, projects, tools, events, activities, stuff like that, where you can kind of talk to, you know, adults and other high school students. Let coincidence lead you to your perfect role, and use all the energy that you have pent up by sitting in class. You're going to use that to your new career. Your career is your perfect career. You know, one thing that I also know is that unemployment, it's the lowest it's been in years in the United States. That means they need workers. Well, here's the deal. If we let God, i.e. coincidence, guide us to our perfect role, trust me, there's work to be done out there. And instead of wasting 4 years in high school, or another 4 years in college, chasing some dream that someone tells you you should follow, you don't have to waste time anymore. You can go right to your perfect path immediately. So, it all starts with these simple raptures. Quick confessionals, don't worry. They're protected under the First Amendment. You're expressing a religious belief. I don't care what God you believe in, as long as there's just one and they're all powerful and all knowing. Call it, you know, a Jewish God or a Hindu God, a Muslim God, a Christian God, or hell, call it T-Rex 5000 if you want, as long as there's one and he's in total control. As long as you believe in that, send in those raptures for this rapture challenge. We're going to egg on the adults in the world. All the people telling us what to do, yeah, they can go fuck themselves now. So there's a proposal. I think this thing's going to catch like wildfire, and I'm excited for you to take that courageous step to try it yourself. See you guys later. Thanks, RJ.